Welcome back. This is the GSL Korea versus the World event. And so far, it's actually been a surprisingly evenly matched here. Seth really pulling for the team. Excuse me. Our map is Scrap Station, and our countdown has begun. We do apologize for some of the delays, some technical issues that had to be resolved on the computer, which our Tosis uses to spectate the games. It's going to be at PvP. TT1 actually went is very confident. I got a chance to talk to our teammates, the world team over here, which of course is being much more hands-on stuff by our Tosis because somebody's got to stand up here and talk in front of the camera. TT1 has a special strategy engineered to stop 4-gate rushing, or warp gate rushing. That, of course, is a strategy pretty deadly on this map. So let's see what it is. Let's get this going.
Now the storm's coming, well, let's go face the red.
Okay, over here in the red, we have an old teammate of mine,
Fnatic TT1.
TT1, a very solid player here, old school. Over here for Korea, we have the Whack-A-Mole Protoss.
Oh, tasteless. I am really pumped about this match. I feel complete confidence in TT1 here. When we were choosing this one, TT1 said, you know what, I have a build that crushes 4-gate. So, of course, Scrap Station, that's the one map you absolutely have to 4-gate on. You can't defend that ramp with sentries. You can't go one gateway DT. Sorry, Hongan.
Sorry, Hongan Prime.
So, hopefully TT1 shows us his stuff, struts it, so to speak.
Would be hilarious if his strategy just turned out to be a proxy warp gate rush. No, proxy, not warp gate. He's just mass Chrono Boost until it's out. I'm like, oh, TT1.
Well, we're gonna see. So excited.
Get wiggly. Our Tosis things have smoothed out with me talking in front of the camera.
Yeah? You're doing a lot better?
Got my headset raised.
Okay.
Got to make sure my blazer's button when I'm standing.
Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta do that.
Your blazer's button right now, man. You're sitting. What are you doing?
Because I have to keep jumping up and around, and actually these buttons are harder than our last blazer, so forget it. No one sees me.
Okay, so more than likely, San Zenith will. Excuse me. I'll just call him San.
Yeah.
San will for warp gate rush.
Yeah. This map actually the ramp is too big to hold it with anything else. There can be arguments made for maybe some sort of Stalker Blink build. Sometimes we see people hold with that, but I feel like a really perfectly executed 4-warp gate should be able to take that out here. So more often than not, we see both players 4-gate realize that, hey, we can't kill each other, and then we see some tech, oftentimes Blink, sometimes Robo.
So sometimes you can do 4-gate, like stop like around 22 probes or something and defend.
Yeah,
like defend.
Defensive 4-gate, of course, gets you a little bit ahead of offensive 4-gate.
StarCraft's so good.
It is
the most manly game, most manly activity.
That is true.
It's true.
So TT1 right now, from the wonderful Team Fnatic, sees all 4 gates, so he's like, all right, it's happening. And TT1, it looks like he's going to rush to 3 Stalker stasis, which is a very common way to stop 4-gate. But the thing is, with the standard build, I think he's going to add more gateways from here. Yeah, because with the normal 3 Stalker rush, you'll normally go into a Robo and use perhaps 1 sentry as well as Immortals.
Now he wants to find that probe.
Huge that he finds it.
Now there will be a second probe sent out. The purpose of this rush, the three Stalker rushes, you got to get that.
Man.
Oh, but the pylon's already been made.
It has, Tasteless.
Uh-oh.
But TT1 is going up to 4 gates. And there's another probe. TT1's going to overextend himself, probably trying to chase that probe down. Doesn't know that there's another one on the high ground. As San pulls him away, he may decide to warp in on the high ground, counterattack, and TT1 could be in a little bit of trouble from that if that does occur. In fact, that is exactly
what's occurring. He might want to actually go for this probe.
If he gets flanked here, Tasteless, in fact, he kills the probe, which is huge, because now it's going to tell him, okay, I can turn around, go home. But a lot of units are out right now for San.
Actually,
and
block this up.
TT1 getting caught and taking huge amounts of damage. He does not have enough units.
Yeah, I think this actually might be.
It might be
well, let's see.
tasteless.
It's all going to be up to Micro now.
He's going to need some pretty special micro to beat San from right here, but he does have his warp gates cooling down. Hopefully he can get some more units.
He wants to be chrono boosting at the warp gates too. Now, can you check for me? Has he made another pylon somewhere nearby? No. So this is going to be a much more difficult 4 warp gate rush for San to pull off.
Well, TT1 does have that extra Zealot. We're going to have to see if it is going to pay off for him.
Nice micro by TT1 thus far.
And San doing some great micro as well, getting rid of all those Zealots. It's going to leave him with an additional Stalker. More units being warped in for both players. By the way, right now, 24 probes for TT1, 17 for San. So if he can hold on a little bit longer as the money of San runs out, because, you know, the 4 warp gate only works for a couple of rounds on all 4.
What is the probe count?
It's 17 to 24, but hold the phone, Tasteless. This is a very important part of this game. And good targeting by San, just taking out Stalkers of TT1. And TT1 in a lot of trouble from here.
Whoa.
Holds it
I can't
off,
believe he
pushes
actually
it
turned
back.
around there.
Yeah, he has 2 more Stalkers.
I can't believe he didn't actually have a pylon closer to his ramp. The TT1. You know what I mean?
Think he wants a huge amount of room to micro. Right
yeah,
now, similar supplies, 39 to 38, but don't forget he has 7 more probes. That means he has a much smaller army. And in comes San once again. And targeting down Stalkers, trying to run away is TT1. Those Zealots doing some significant
Actually,
damage.
I think San, if he can just target fire those Stalkers in the back.
Oh, man.
Actually, maybe I spoke too soon. He needs to get another Stalker.
And the probes are coming out. He wants to trap them, and he's trapped them. The Zealots walking up. This is huge. TT1 using the probes in such a great way, taking out these Stalkers, and suddenly TT1
oh my God,
looking good. Let's take a look. How many probes got there? 23 probes against 17. Right now, supply-wise, 32 to 39. TT1 in the lead. He is looking superb.
Unbelievable. So far, I don't actually, hold that thought. We have more Zealots and Stalkers coming down now. And actually, this is pretty bad, man, for San Zenith. The rush has been denied. There is actually you can copy this build that TT1's doing. Artos has a great video of it on YouTube on how to do it.
The opening, at least. He did change it a bit at the end. Now, notice he is chasing down San's army, but he's behind the slow Zealots, so he can't keep up anymore. TT1 in a great spot. In fact, he's adding some probes again. 24 to 20 probes.
Do you agree with him actually chasing him all the way back home? Here, I would actually just start to attack.
Well, try to kill off a couple units if possible, because Stalkers are quicker than Zealots.
Oh, he's actually going to try to counter all in.
And it may very well work, Tasteless. Uh-oh! In TT1's base, there is a Stalker killing probes. This is really not good, Tasteless.
How many kills?
3 kills. Definitely a little mistake there by TT1. He almost killed it and then walked away with the Stalker. Just getting ready for his own attack. Can he break this? He's got more units, Tasteless. He's got more units. Can TT1 break
exactly what he needs to do? He might focus fires the Stalkers. Now there's too many Zealots here. There's a force field. Does anybody care? No, because that is not going to be very useful in this battle.
And TT1 looking good, man. Targeting down some Stalkers, but San, he is not done. He's got some of his own Zealots out. TT1 doing some fancy micro, trying to take out Stalkers, but San, good micro himself, blocking TT1 Stalkers a little bit. And,
man, wow. More coming in right now. That's a GG.
GG!
Oh, my God. Oh. And Artos' microphone is just falling on the ground. We apologize for that sound there. Man. And those flames are very real. He's got to be happy with that. Unbelievable. This is actually crazy, man. Man. So TT1 has to breathe a sigh of relief because once again, our international squad here is now in the lead. What? San Zenith has been taken out. This guy got to the Final Four of the previous GSL season. I think you can see Sella saying, wow, these guys are truly a force to be reckoned with. And I think now TT1 is just going to, breathe a sigh of relief as he has to face off against the next Korean opponent. Now, I don't know who that's going to be. Could be MVP. Certainly not unreasonable. I have a strange feeling it's going to be Nada or, let's see here. I don't know, probably Nada. That'd be my guess. But this is a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. What a cool match we're having thus far. You know, a lot of people out there saying, well, maybe they'll get a kill, 1 or 2 kills. Well, it's turning out to not be the case. Right now, the Foreigners almost every step of the way in the lead against the Korean team. However, we haven't really seen the best Korean players come out. So that's going to be when it gets interesting, when they pull Game Genie, Terran MVP out. I don't know if, our foreign team's going to be able to take him on, but we'll see. By the way, now would probably be a good time to get a Twitter account. I know I've been telling you to do it. Some of you guys have been good. Some of you guys have been bad. Add me. I'm Call Me Tasteless. You can add Artosis. He's just Artosis. And I am linking on Twitter accounts of other pro gamers. A lot of these pro gamers do speak some basic level of English, so you can write them. They will read that, or if they can't, they'll use Google Translate or something. So add me on Twitter, and I'm going to add other people you could put on Twitter to follow. Show you guys how to use that. So you have to be such a nubby nub. You can be hip and cool. And, so feel free to get one of those accounts. I normally just post music and jokes in there. But, of course, now I'll be able to help you guys get in touch with some of these pro gamers. Look, not everybody gets to come to Korea and meet these pro gamers, get a picture with them. Not every Korean pro gamer gets to leave Korea and go to these international events. So, this is just a great way for you guys to have more of a more personal interaction with these guys who I know you look up to because they are nerd ballers. These guys, they used to be like gladiators and stuff, and that's great, We'd feed people to lions and stuff like that. But now we got GSL, the future. We got the sickest, most elite nerds duking it out, and we're about to see which one of those nerds is going to be picked to go up against TT1. Who's going to be? Oh, don't mess with me like that, July. Nada. Very interesting. Very solid, consistent player. Nada. This is going to be crazy, man. It's going to be a TVP. Now, TT1 was specifically sent out here in an attempt to wipe out San Zenith. Now, I don't know if they just decided, well, Nada's pretty consistent, pretty well-rounded. Pretty safe to send him out in the middle. Maybe he'll get a few more kills. He's sort of one of those well-rounded, consistent players. Doesn't really have any weakness. So not a bad choice. Nada, actually the most consistent StarCraft 1 pro gamer of all time. Jelizerg was up there, with his major success is sort of evenly split out amongst StarCraft history. But Nada, he was always one of the highest ranking guys. Almost always in top 30. I think he dipped out once for a few months. But I mean, for an esport that's been around for a decade, that's pretty damn good. So, Korea against the world today. We've had a very complicated and unforgiving process on how we would select these players. It's not like they went up to taste our toast and we're like, well, he's good, and he's good, just take him. No, these guys have got results. I think about 80% of our team comprised of StarCraft 1 professional gamers, international professional gamers, TT1. On the left, actually a former training partner and teammate of mine. We used to actually train PvP a lot. And, he's a very smart guy. He's one of those players that you don't just grind out games with. You sit around and talk to about the game. And you need a thinking man right now in a situation like this. The map is going to be, I believe it's Crossfire. Great map. Oh, yeah, it is Crossfire. It's on the bottom of our screen. Crossfire, inspired by the StarCraft 1 map, Shin Peaks of Bikdu. This is a map that is pretty tricky. It's pretty narrow and long. So you got to be careful. Pushes, pretty deadly. Counterattack, and of course also important. It is a map where getting the third base for both races is not a difficult thing. And I think it's, I really don't know what to expect here from TT1. I mean, will he go with a standard macro game? Is he going to go for some kind of special rush? We're going to find out. The countdown has not started. We have a small delay. So, get on the instant messengers, on the internet chat boards. Tell the people on the interwebs to tune in, because right now the international team is in the lead. Nada concentrating, getting focused. He's got to pull it back for his Korean team, because a 3-2 lead is is nowhere near as bad as a 4-2 lead if you're on the Korean team. Our game is now loading here at the GSL, the Global StarCraft 2 League, and our special show match event, the World against Korea. Let's do this.